I think to the left most. Okay, most are here. All right, to the left. All right, here. And then, how about camera? How about video? Videographer, do you need me to do something? All right, okay, okay. And say, good show today, okay? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Good show! Thank you very much. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, please all give all the VIP a big round of applause. Come on!
Because at the end of the day, if you make an ICO investment, you must make money. That means you must be able to take your investment and turn it into cash. Today's session, I understand you'll be speaking, hearing some speeches, including from SIDA, as well as from Business. And I want you to consider, to put it into practice, ask the tough questions when you get to meet the founders later. Do I understand the product and believe in the team's capabilities, the ones I'm presenting to you? Is there a demo product or GitHub code that you can review? So what?
Introduce that very much later on in the presentation. I'll try to keep mine as short and as quick as possible. So, moving forward, you've participated in our activities. Now,
because one of the main reasons is because although this blockchain technology has been around since 2000, let's say 2008, 2009, okay, but then a lot of people, a lot of these markets, a lot of these big industries started venture into blockchain industry just a few years ago. The vision of Ledgit is actually we envision a future whereby the flow of information, those informations that will impact our daily lives. Okay, these informations are available anytime, anywhere, are always readily and very easily accessible, and all this information are kept in blockchain. That means the information cannot be immutable or maybe changed, and then all these informations can be brought into the future for the future generations. These are all to provide the flow of provenance to be very transparent, and also for all the products, the authenticity of the products, and the trust in all the goods can be very high, and also maintain the trust between business to business, business to consumers, and also consumers to consumers.
But technology and application is different thing in technology. But when, why, right? Who I asked already, and how I asked already. Who we will be engaged, like any partnership in the future.
First of all, we'll definitely go throughout all the categories because we won't know which category will benefit the most, and then which category will start implementing this system first. So definitely we'll try out with everyone, with all the categories, depending on whether which part of the platform that they want to use to maybe increase the living standards, and also to reduce the cost of living, and also reduce those how do you mention that? Those risks of using some dangerous products or fake products.
So the current recruitment scene is not streamlined to give perfect validation, because what we can see in the current recruitment scene is there are no streamlined veracity protocol to ensure data validation. That means you can upload anything on job board like LinkedIn, Monster, and what's not, but then data is just being uploaded without attestation. That means you can upload basically anything. And what we are trying to do is we're trying to create a more linear and transparent method in which we provide validation to the credential that is attached on the platform itself to provide a more secure and a more cost-efficient way to get on board. That means to get an onboarding process going on. A big data collection module. But we understand everything you create, for sure, the issue will raise up. So how does blockchain serve as a solution in this? I mean, like, how does it serve as a solution, like an option? Basically, blockchain, they have a provenance feature. That means whatever you uploaded online, you can trace back to its origin. That means that comes the provenance feature. That is what. Alright, so it efficiency, but then at the same time it allows your project or your vision to expand at a bigger scale than the current speed.
Right, and Mr. Yi is a founder of SEDA. So how does SEDA play a role in this? And
very clear, a very transparent, and very clean type of Merasi protocol, which will only accept real and true data to be used on our platform. Because what we see in the current recruitment scene, anyone applying for a job, either they fabricated or they falsify their own credential, which is a very large problem currently. That incurs a lot of cost to the employer itself or the enterprise itself. So what we're trying to do is we reduce the cost, the time for you to recruit people, and then reduce the chances of you mishiring, because for every mishiring that is done today, it's a $4,000 cost, it's a 52 days recruitment delay, it's 17 minutes per verification need to be done if you mishire. That means if you need to rehire someone, you need extra 17 minutes per candidate. So that incur loss of time, money, and effort. So your HR will have more work, you need to pay more for settlement, more for severance, and what's not. Yeah.
And the same thing, why, how? So who? So what kind of, which type of partnership SEDA will engage?
Well, what we see is actually we can partner with anyone, but then the main
games, it's like drawing random cards based on luck, right? Gambling is luck. But if blockchain allows us to be transparent about the drop rates, meaning we can show who gets what drop. 1 out of every 100 drops is a valuable card, for example. That reduces that view of it's not good for kids. As kids already spend so much money on games. Averagely, they spend about 70 to 92 US dollars.
Yeah, I understand that. That's why what I'm saying is,
our system actually, what we're trying to build actually helps with that. Because what we're trying to do over there, you see, is monetize intellectual property. And I'm not talking about intellectual property in real life, like my brand, my copyrights, or my patents. Inside that game world that we're building, intellectual property would be, for example, blueprints. Our system is called Blueprints, by the way. Blueprints, intellectual property that creates, what do you call this, an intelligence economy. For example, okay, in real life, example, my country has blueprints for a nuclear bomb. All right, how much is that worth to other countries? So in the same way, if I in-game have the blueprint for a nuclear bomb, would other players pay me to manufacture a nuclear bomb for them? Would other players rent this blueprint from me and build it using their own resources? Now, this actually opens up a child's mind creatively, and it trains them for business.
Social impact. There are a lot of children right now. If you understand blockchain and game development, it's creating job opportunities, right? 10 years ago, your PCs are fat and big, and now it's a screen. Now everyone has a mobile phone. If you don't have a mobile phone, you are ketinggalan zaman. Translate that into how it's positive impact on the kids. It's actually a job opportunity for them. They can learn by playing games. They understand what a game element requires. Job markets right now, they are game developers, they are UI, UX designers, they are technical aspects in games, which are actually new job markets. That's why game development is an emerging market here, especially in Southeast Asia. We're so new to it. So it's actually positive where a game who understands what it takes to make a game, how I would like to enjoy a game, I first have to play the game, right? How can I create, for example, how can I create a game that I don't know what appeals to the market? How can I make a movie where I don't know my audience? If I want to make a romantic movie, I will not sell it to a gothic audience, I will sell it to the hopeless romantics. Likewise, in terms of that aspect, being part of knowing the technicalities and the aspect of the gameplay will help them actually hop into one of those groups that have a future in the game development cycle. And blockchain is part of that emergent technology. So blockchain itself, if they hop on that wagon right now and they explore the usability, the playabilities, for example, if they hop on our game, they understand it, they can actually be the vehicle and the evangelist part of it. So they can actually be the next generation of leading this part. So that's a positive impact that parents don't see, but a lot of parents are starting to say, yeah, actually, last time play game, don't make money. Now play game can make money. Now play game can be future game developer. So that's how it's positive.
Cool.
I hope that answers your question.
I think this jar already. Next question as well. Just from the forum, yeah, good. From the forum just now, we understand about blockchain and game, but then.
Okay, so I'm looking at this point. A lot of people have been chatting. You've heard of CryptoKitties, you know. You had a little fun with Ben just now as well. He's trying to explain this the best way. Blockchain itself have first made its very breach into P2P, which is your financial. It makes more sense. And games and blockchain they have been big typos, you know, they're big in their own fields and their segment. They have their own media value and their name. You hashtag one cryptocurrency on your Twitter today, you get 5 followers out of the blue, you know, because people don't understand it. That's the problem. But how these two can merge, essentially, I think Johan, our CEO, was trying to explain just now why blueprints are so important. I didn't get to explain this on stage, which is skins. Okay, game skins are actually your assets, like your gun. Or if you have a character, what this character wears when she goes to war, for example. So when these skins are actually in there, a lot of these designers, they put in laborious efforts to, you know, design these skins or assets and all that, but they get ripped off. I promised to pay you 100 ringgit for designing something very special for me, but then I give up an excuse at the end of the day and I pay you 25 ringgit. And at the end of the day, this person suffers this problem. So using Blueprint is a royal asset management. It means it is fair for you. If I promise you this much, it will be this much, because you, at the end of the day, you get to control how these blueprints are actually distributed based on the uniqueness of your designs. So in this gameplay, it's fair for all. So long as you have these drops of these cards, no one can rip you off because ownership belongs to you completely. So when you enjoy game, you also can enjoy making money in the game. You also can enjoy safeguarding your intellectual property.
I see.
Yeah.
I like that word, fair for all.
Fair for all.
Yeah, fair for all.
That's why blockchain is called decentralized. You cannot centralize. It cannot be controlled by one person.
Cool. I think some press have some questions over there.
You realize you open the forum, there are a huge amount of threads of communication that's going on. That's the first indicator that you are now having friends, not just within your taman or your community, but you're having a global community. Basically, you can talk to anyone in the world about a common passion and interest. And to basically the human element, you break it down, is sense, touch, speech, hearing, and all that. You go back to basics is how can you be more intimate and more passionate with that self? Is basically talking about things you love. So if you like the game and you're already online on the platform, talk to someone about the same things that you love, and talk about the same positive impact that it comes out about it. If you look at gaming threads, just go ahead and Google today. A lot of popular gaming things, like if someone actually says, I have a problem with this account, very basic level. I don't know how to, there's a technical issue, does anyone have this problem? You would see people jumping into that thread, trying to help you resolve a technical issue, even they are not Guru 101 on tech. So I think in that part, the human element of communication and connection, my sincerity of I belong to a game because I'm part of this, I share that common passion with you is there. But I also want to help you because you're part of that community right now. So a lot of people miss out the big thing that gaming community, my big keywords are you are not alone. And in that itself, you are already intimately interacting on a common goal, a common interest. And that is one very, very positive and healthy aspect that we overlook.
Can I add on that? You should join some of these communities and I got to know some of them.
Discussion. Maybe
yeah, that's much better.
Yeah, post like a gamer maybe? A gamer.
Yeah, much better.
Alright.
Okay.